Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing LEGO set 31079. It's officially known as the Sunshine Surfer Van. It's from the LEGO Creator sub-theme, and it's a 3-in-1 set, which means you can also rebuild it as a convertible car or a lifeguards tower. And in its form of the Campervan, which it is now if you haven't guessed already, it's 10 centimeters high, 24 centimeters long and 8 centimeters wide. It was first released on the British market on the 29th of December 2017. It was finally discontinued for the American market on the 11th of January 2019. There are two unique minifigures with the set. As you can see here, we'll go into more detail about the minifigures in a minute. And it weighs 0.6 kilograms, so those are all the boring details. Let's get on to the review of the set itself. There are two minifigures with the set, both of which are unique to the set, and I've not seen these torsos. They're not particularly common torsos. I have seen this face piece before, and this hair piece, and the trousers of course, but this torso I haven't seen before. Maybe I've just not collected enough sets. That seems to be relatively new to the set, although it might not be. They tend not to use new pieces in LEGO Creator sets. Then this is the second minifigure. I like the design there of the t-shirt there, stroke vest it would actually be, I suppose. I have seen those trousers there quite a lot. They're pretty common. The hairpiece as well, that's very common, and the expression, but I suppose with the torso being that vest, this combination is not being used for. This is why they're considered unique minifigures. Oh, I haven't showed the back, I just realised. There you go, there's the back, which again has the colour gradient there, if you can't see it, from red to blue, as does the front. And that's about all there is to say about the two minifigures of the set. So, let's move on to other accessories of the set. Next up, here are the freestanding accessories of the set. First of all, you have the relatively common binocular piece. I've seen that used many times before on many sets, nothing of note there. Same goes for this red mug here, which again, been used on many sets before. It's not really much to say about it. It's so common that I can't think of much to say about it at all. You can find that on pretty much every LEGO City vehicle set. Next of all, we have this surfboard, and I have seen LEGO surfboards before. They've definitely been around. This is in a relatively uncommon colour of light blue. I'm not sure what the colour's officially called, but I haven't seen it in that colour before. I don't think it's the teal colour that was reintroduced recently. And I don't really like the underside of it because it looks too technical, I suppose would be the word, whereas at the front, it's better to look at, but I suppose they have to do that in order to make it function as a LEGO set. And next you have this small table here. This is slightly different to what the set officially has, because I don't know what happened to the piece that would have been the base of the table. I really don't know what happened there. I must have dropped it while I was building it, and because it's transparent I forgot to look for it. And next of all, we have this barbecue. This has a bit more to say about it. So the dial on the front here, I suppose representing a hob, and a green light, which could mean many things. I don't know. I don't really know much about barbecues. It's a fold-out barbecue. Inside, you got a bit of a fire going on there, or an artificial fire if it's electric, which it seems to be. You can close the lid as well, in order to represent that it's not being used. Or you can, of course, replace the grills for burgers, as the set does come with pieces such as these two that can be used for such purposes. Next of all, we have this chair. It comes with two fold-out chairs in this set. This is the larger of the two, and it has a parasol there. I haven't seen this parasol piece before. I haven't seen an umbrella piece with this design on it before. I have seen one that was coloured on the top, but that's from an older set that I can't recall which set, but it's an older set from the 1980s or so, maybe early 90s. That's not a very common piece there. The chair itself isn't the most aesthetically pleasing, but it's functional. It folds out like that. I do like the colour scheme though. I think they did that well. And then next of all, you have the slightly less detailed chair here, but it functions better as a chair in that it's easier for a minifigure to sit on it. You can see that there, easy to sit on, whereas it's not so easy with this one because it's longer, so place the minifigure there, they'll lean back and that looks very uncomfortable. So, bit of a weird design with that one, but I kind of like it, mainly because of the parasol though, so that might be giving me some bias there. So, moving on from that, we are now going to move on to the bit that you probably came to this video for, the campervan itself. So, moving on to the part of the video you almost certainly came for, I'll now be reviewing the campervan itself. For all you car fanatics out there, I think this is based most of all off the Volkswagen T3 model of campervan, based on the shape and the way the tail lights are arranged. But it's not based completely off that, because A, Lego already did a campervan that was supposed to be realistic, and B, they'd have probably had to get the rights to the design if they did that, which would cost them money, and companies don't like to do that, of course. So, next up, on the roof here, you've got a ladder to the roof, you'd store a parasol there, and then you've got these roof bars here, which seem to be mostly for decoration, I reckon. And then there's a space for the chairs and the barbecue there. That's about all there is to show with the roof. There's also a charging point, I suppose, there for the electricity of the campervan. So the roof comes off in modular fashion like that. And then inside, get that in focus, you've got plenty of access there to the interior, which you have even more access to since the side opens up like so. And the bed there is supposed to be for both of the minifigures, but it's almost physically impossible to get them both in that bed, because right now I can't fit that minifigure behind there because of the windscreen piece there. So that's how snug the bed is there. Barely can physically fit the two minifigures in there. So not the best design there, I reckon, but they did give it a storage space underneath, which I quite like, because then you can store more accessories in the set if you decide to add more. And you've got a light there, which is a nice detail. I always like it when Lego do remember to do these details. They often forget details in a lot of their sets. Another cup there, and there's a sink and a hob there below that. You have what could either be a fridge or a freezer, I assume a fridge. And there's a TV there, which looks relatively modern for a campervan of the age. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be there, or why there seems to be a red towel there. Oh, how have I only worked that out? That's a table. Oh well, yeah. Next up is the cab, which is not very detailed at all. It's more functional than anything else. Got your doors that open and close like so there, just like with most sets. And then two seats there, which the driver's seat reclines, the passenger seat doesn't. This is actually supposed to be the driver's seat. I did change it though to fit with the right-hand drive of the UK. And then the windscreen here is made from two windscreen pieces because the set is 8 studs wide, whereas in the past they would have had 6 stud wide sets. They're moving away from that by the looks of it. You've got your indicators there, the grille. I suppose that would be the logo. Not sure what they would be. Then 2 headlight pieces there. Along the side, got this nice trim along here to make the set more streamlined. It has very thin wheels, that's something I noticed. Maybe that's so that it'll fit better with the car, but I reckon a van of this size in reality would have to have more wider wheels. And then beneath here, chassis is very basic. It's not realistic like a Lego Technic set would be, but what kid from the 8 to 12 range is going to be bothered about that? They've done this to make it fun to play with, and I think it serves that purpose well based on the design. So that is the campervan, which now concludes the review I'll now give my final thoughts on the set. So, to conclude, I really like this set. While it might not be the most aesthetically pleasing, it does serve its function well, and that's what campervans are supposed to be about, is to serve a function. LEGO have done that well with their version of a campervan. So it's got plenty of storage space and other details. It's always great when LEGO adds details, especially in this scale of set. And it's got good playability features in terms of it being easily accessible, because you can take the roof off and fold the side out. So for kids of the 8 to 12 age range, it'll be easy for them to access and play with the set. And I like the design overall. It's got character, I suppose would be the way to describe it, as cliche as that is. And the accessories I do like a lot. I like the design of the barbecue in particular, nice colour on the surfboard there. Not the best chairs, but parasol, really like that. Minifigures I do quite like as well, and it's good that they've given us some unique minifigures there rather than just a copy-paste of some other set like Lego City do a lot. And then finally, I brought in my own attempt at building a campervan for comparison, and spoiler alert, this one is the better of the two. I did go for a more modern design with this one, as you can probably see. So the grille is too big on mine, I'd say. Not the most realistic wing mirrors, why would they be that low? I slightly prefer in some ways the way the set looks, but that's just my personal opinions and probably biased because it's my own set that I designed myself. So got a boot space there for accessibility. It always breaks, but it's supposed to fold out so that you can easily access the interior of the set for what interior there is. You've just got a bed and 2 seats there. So, to conclude, LEGO have done a really good job at making the set much more accessible, much better designed and more detailed than my own attempt at building a campervan. So, well done to LEGO for this one. Honestly, if they could put out sets like this with all of them, they would definitely be a lot more popular among builders of all age ranges, because a lot of LEGO City sets in particular, although this is not a LEGO City set, are getting less and less detailed, which I don't think is very good, because they should be making sets with plenty of details. It makes them more playable and it makes them more appealing to a wider audience if they have more details. So, LEGO have done a really great job here. It's a nice detailed set with plenty of features that I really like, and it's well designed most of all. So, that concludes my thoughts on this set. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you're new here, please subscribe and drop a like on the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!